Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm Wood Boyles and this is the World History Project. Our question today is how different and how similar were early agrarian societies? We've been talking this week about how networks were really beginning to increase as complex societies begin trading with each other. But we need to remember that these farming societies developed independently all around the world. Despite being isolated and starting independently, many of them shared similar characteristics. So today, we're going to introduce a skill you probably used before, compare and contrast. It's when you look at similarities and differences between at least two different things. In this case, early farming societies. To do this, we're going to do two things. Number one, we're going to compare and contrast societies on the same scale, meaning that we want to compare those that were around the same size. If we compare big societies to smaller ones, well, that wouldn't tell us much because they're too different. And number two, we're going to make sure to compare the same factors in these societies. Historical factors are like political systems, economics, gender, and a whole long list of other stuff historians might be interested in. Once we've determined that we are using the same scale and looking at the same factors, we can get started. There are several complex societies in this unit. Some you may have heard of, such as Nubia and Egypt along the Nile River, the Indus River Valley societies, Mesopotamia, and China. Some you might not have heard of, like the Mesoamerican societies like the Olmec or Nok in West Africa or Aksum in East Africa. But know that they all have one thing in common, and it happens to be our word of the day. They were all agrarian. Agrarian just means farming, or something related to the cultivation of land. But it's more than just farming when placed in historical context. Read the introduction to agrarian societies and see if you can determine some of the similarities and differences between the societies it mentions. Make sure you're comparing the same factors, such as economic, religious, or political factors. There's quite a few articles for further reading here, so if you really want a challenge, pick two of them, such as China and the Indus River Valley, and compare and contrast them. You might say something like both societies were divided politically into smaller groups, but we know that in China, there were dynasties beginning to form, and in the Indus River Valley, well, we're really not quite sure how they were ruled. So, keeping with compare and contrast, for your historian's journal today, I want you to find two different societies' responses to COVID-19 and compare and contrast their responses to it. These could be legal responses like quarantining, or it could be cultural responses like not shaking hands. So, how are societies responding differently to COVID-19 today? See you next time.